What's up? What's up? What's up? There you are. How you doing? How you doing today? What's going on? What's going on? What's good with you, man? Hey, I just wanted to jump on real quick, let a few people join this party that we're about to have. Hey, I want to say thank you and welcome to the three biggest mistakes people over 40 make when it comes to investing. That's what we're going to be talking about today. So, man, I'm so glad that you are here. If you would take a moment to like this, put your name in the comment box, share this with somebody. Because let me tell you something, the information I'm going to share with you today is going to be life changing, life changing, life changing. So, let me just check here, trying to see what's going on with old Instagram. Excuse me, with Facebook. Let's see if Facebook. Let's see if Facebook is sharing my event, man. Um, let's see if they are sharing. Sometimes old Mark Zuckerberg gets little, little tricky. So let me make sure that old Mark is doing what he said he will do. Make sure. Oh yeah, okay. Oh, 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 Zuckerberg, he put it out there for me. So hey guys, hey, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining me to this very, very important webinar. And let me tell you something. You know what? I once you go through this, I think you will probably understand why. Um, a lot of times this is heavy conversation for people, and people like to keep it light, right? This is heavy conversation because change requires work. Change requires work, and this is not a light conversation. But I promise you, this has the power to literally change your life, and that's what I'm here to do, guys. So I just want to say thank you and welcome to joining me for this webinar. Um, Also, give yourself a hand. Give yourself a hand because, like I said, I recognize that you could be doing anything else on this Saturday afternoon, but you're spending time with me today, and I greatly appreciate it. And I want to honor your time. So we are going to go ahead and get started here. All right, today I'm going to be talking about the three biggest investing mistakes most people make over 40 that keeps them from financial freedom. I know this is like I said, it's a heavy topic, but this is one that can literally change your life. And I don't know if you've ever had this happen to you before. Have you ever had someone who tried to share a bit of information with you or share something with you before, but we didn't quite take it all in? We heard you, but we really didn't listen and take it in. Somebody said that um, those moments in life you have to really take advantage of them because regret weighs a ton. And this is something that we don't want to do. We don't want to find ourselves in a situation where we are regretting this thing. So, hey, man, I'm just going to go ahead, share with you this great information. Let's get started. Okay. So, this webinar is all about the three biggest investing mistakes people over 40 make that keeps them from financial freedom. And we're going to be sharing a lot of good information with you today. So if this is your first time joining me, my name is Alex B. Jones. I'm a certified financial coach, licensed insurance advisor, Amazon best number one best-selling author. I used to be a corporate financial auditor, and I am a former 23-year business owner. But now my mission is to help as many people as possible start investing so they can escape financial slavery, create financial freedom, live their best life, and leave a legacy. Once I share with you some of the information I'm share with you, you'll see why I'm so passionate about this thing. Because let me just tell you, some of us, many of us, are in trouble, and we see the cliff coming, but we're still moving down the road, and not enough of us are changing course, changing our direction. Because if we keep doing the same things that we're doing now, destruction is imminent. It's going to happen. We may not be feeling the effects of it just yet, but my goal is to try to help as many people start investing. And you will see why in just a moment, why this is so key, so important, and why I'm making this my mission. Okay? So, as you can see, now I am retired, right? Now I have passive streams of income. I have a investment portfolio, assets that pay for my lifestyle, uh, assets and income that's protected as well. But it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. And although I retired at 51, I could have retired sooner if someone had shared with me some of this information and knowledge that I'm going to be sharing with you today. And my mission was to say, hey, I'm going to try to share this with as many people as possible, because it doesn't have to be a struggle for us. And you will see in a moment why it is a struggle for so many of us. And it's mostly because not enough people are sharing this information. Okay. But again, I could have retired sooner had I had the information I needed to do so. My life could have been a little bit more comfortable. I could have made greater impact. I could have been able to do more in the world. I could have been able to bless more people had I had more financial resources that would have come from having more financial knowledge that I could have put in place. But my goal is to try to make sure that not another person who wants to transform and change their life has to get it out the mud. So who is this for? If you happen to be someone who is 40 and over, if you feel like you're behind and not where you want to be financially, if you haven't really started investing, if you want more out of life and you are willing to invest, let me tell you, you are in the right place. And so many times, guys, so many of us are are not willing to invest, put in ourselves. We spend more on what we put on ourselves than what we put in ourselves. And so if you wind up spending more of what you take in, if you spend more on your mental diet, if you take in more of your spiritual diet, if you take in more good foods for your physical diet, it's going to transform your life, and you're going to be able to see that there's a transformation and change that happens on the outside because of what you're putting on the inside. So if you're willing to make the investment, you're willing to take in more, better information, then guess what? I'm going to share with you, and you're in the right place. Today, we're going to talk about the three biggest mistakes people over 40 make. I'm going to show you how you can overcome and change your life and leave a legacy for your family. So, you ready? You ready? Let me see you. Let me see it in the comment box. You ready? If you're ready, let's go ahead and get it. All right. Here we go. The three biggest mistakes people over 40 make that keeps them from financial freedom. Number one, according to Bankrate, 66% of African Americans are not currently investing at all. Not currently investing in anything. 66%. And see, that's the reason why sometimes I I look at the number of people who are coming on to these live streams, who are coming on to get information that's going to help them transform their lives financially. And now I'm reminded, I understand why there aren't more people having this conversation. 66% of us are having other conversations. We're worried about what's going to be going on next week, what's happening on TikTok, what you watching on Netflix, who did what, and who shot John. And let me tell you something, none of those things are going to help you transform your life. You'll be entertained, but you won't be transformed. You'll be entertained, but you won't be educated. You'll be entertained, but you won't be empowered. And so, as a result, 66% of African Americans are not investing at all. What are some common reasons why we're not investing? Most of the information that I'm going to share with you today is not taught in schools. It's not taught by our parents because, unfortunately, our parents also don't know this information. Or we're not taught by someone else who is a knowledgeable person that can be trusted. Money is a subject that's taboo and often not discussed, even in our household. You know, Daddy sometimes come along and you ask for some money, and he'll be like, he got, he don't want you to see what he got, right? So money sometimes is a taboo subject and is not discussed even in our household and not in the community. Sometimes there's fear, anxiety, or embarrassment around money decisions and past mistakes. So let me just share with you right now. You are in a supportive, safe space because none of us, including myself, have made have been perfect when it comes to money. I've made plenty of mistakes, plenty of bad decisions. Some of them I will share with you today, and that's the reason why so many of us are shying away from getting the help or getting the information that we need because we don't want people to know that we don't know. We don't want people to see that we may not have it all together. And I just want to let you know that that momentary feeling of embarrassment or shame or whatever, that's nothing but the enemy who's trying to keep you from making your life better. Don't let him. 59% of people have less than $1,000 saved. Over half of Americans have less than $1,000 saved. So, one emergency, roof leaks, hot water heater goes out, got to buy a new stove, transmission, something happens on your car. 59% of us would have to try to find some kind of way, borrow money, uh, go into more debt just to try to cover that expense. We know right now that the median net worth is $121,000. Okay, what is net worth? Net worth is when you add up everything you own and you subtract everything you owe. That's what's left. So the median, okay, right in the middle, it's not the average, it's the median, right in the middle. So the median is $120,000 is the median net worth of most families, of families across the country. But if we look a little deeper at the numbers, we'll discover that when you look at median net worth by race, our white counterparts actually have roughly about $181,000 of net worth, whereas African Americans, we have roughly 68% of what they have. So ours is far, far less, far, far less. And now we are even falling behind other ethnic groups like Asians and Hispanics. Yeah. So that's the reason why I'm having these conversations with people so we can better understand what needs to happen. Because according to policy studies, it shows that the median black household wealth is on a path to hit zero. If we keep on the path that we're currently going, the average African American household net worth will be zero by 2053. Guys, we're talking about 30 years from now. 30 years from now. 30 years from now, the average American household, black household, will have zero net worth. That means that, hey, something must be done. Something has to change. Or else, like I said earlier, we're going to be headed down this pathway. The cliff is coming. We see the cliff. And if we don't want to follow the cliff, we're going to have to make some changes. We're going to have to change directions. We're going to have to do something new, something different. Number two, the second biggest mistake that people over 40 make when it comes to investing that keeps them from building financial freedom is being a consumer, having a consumer mindset versus an investor mindset. What do I mean? Many of us think that, you know what? If I just work and working and hustling, that's the key. That's the key to it all. I can just hustle. I can just grind. You know what I'm saying? I can go out here and get this paper. I can do this, right? Right? And so what happens is we see that hustling and grinding, that ain't it. That ain't it. Or we get our check, and as soon as we get our check, we spend it to impress people and forget, or to impress people, or we try to have a good time. We sit there and we spend all of our money. We have nothing left. And what do? We have to get up day after day, week after week, month after month to do it all over again. In addition to that, even before you get your paycheck, the government is taxing your money. So they're withholding some of your money before you even get it. So the government has their hand in the pot. Now, we also know that inflation is sneaky. I call it the silent killer. Inflation is taxing your pockets. Right now, we know inflation is roughly around 7.5%. We know it's more. When you start looking at housing costs have gone up astronomically. Costs for medicines have gone up. Costs for health care has gone up. Education expenses have gone up. Everything has gone up, and it's been more than 7%. And so, if you have $100 right now that you're holding on to, and it's not invested, that $100 is going to be worth $93 next year, and even less the year after that. That's the reason why I'm having this conversation with you guys today. Let me know if this is making sense so far. Let me know if there's some other things that you might have noticed that are keeping many of us from building wealth. We also know that interest and debt is also robbing us. Did you know? Did you know they're really talking about a 40-year mortgage? 40 years. So you know what that's going to do. That's going to do nothing but push up the prices of houses even further, even further. Because people are going to say, sellers are just going to now say, hey, guess what? You know what? You want to buy this house? Here's the price. Oh, don't worry about it. Just go ahead and get a 40-year mortgage. You'll be able to afford it. So they know they can charge more because they're going to give you a longer term on the mortgage, which is a terrible idea. So we also know that banks don't pay you any interest on your savings or your checking account. So you can't save your way to wealth. It's not possible. Taxes, inflation, interest, and the banks, it's not possible, guys. So those are, some of the issues that we're facing. So what do I mean? We go to work, we spend, we buy stuff, we go into debt, and we repeat. Work, spend, buy, debt, repeat. Over and over and over again. So, we've been told success looks like this. Buy a big house, right? That means a big mortgage. Buy a luxury car. That means consumer debt and auto loan. Buy expensive labels, clothes, and other stuff. Partying and balling out and YOLOing. We only live once, right? And those things cost. So let me share with you, I did it too. And that's the reason why I said none of us are perfect when it comes to our money. So this is the first home that I bought. I was a single guy at the time. I had a different car at the time when I bought the house, and I was operating a business. So I had business expenses, right? I had business expenses that needed to be covered, all right? And 30, and I had about a 35 minute commute every day, which isn't necessarily bad. But the reason why I'm sharing all this is because I bought more house than I needed. It was just me. I was single. I bought in a great area, but it was more house than I needed. And I had more expenses in my business that I was operating, right? So I literally wound up spending less time at home, more time at work, trying to pay for all this stuff. So the very idea, the very purpose for my home to be a blessing, for my home to be the place where I came and it was my quiet space. It was my place to recharge, right? Now all of a sudden I got to work like the Dickens to do it. And then I bought a more expensive car because you got a bigger house, so you got to have a car to go along with it. You notice I got 2 car double garage there, right? And this is back in the mid 90s. So yeah, I gotta have that, right? I got a more expensive car, and so now, as you can see, all of these decisions, all of these things to make me look more successful, more successful. I work hard. I should be able to get a car, a better car. I work hard. I should be able to get the kind of house that I want. I work hard. All along the way, everybody's gonna tell you, "Oh yeah, yeah, you deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve it." Right? So eventually, I got a little bit smarter and I realized that all of these things are designed to keep you in debt. Marketing ideas. We have been brainwashed to think buy, buy, buy. So let me just give you an idea of the difference between someone with a consumer mindset versus someone with an investor mindset. You guys remember this, right? This was June 27th of 2000 of '07. My man there came along, Steve Jobs, and he revolutionized. He shocked the world. Here's an iPhone. This has 1,000 songs in your pocket, and it's a phone as well. It was everything you wanted, all put into one device, one slick device. Marketing. So let me just share with you. When the iPhone came out June of 2007 as a consumer, if we had taken that $600, because the top of the line iPhone would have cost you $600 in June of '07. If we had done one thing different, just one, I'm going to show you how investing and how having a investor's mindset could literally have changed your life. If you, instead of being a consumer and you bought the phone, if you had said no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna put on my investor's hat, and all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take that $600 and I'm gonna buy Apple stock. That's it. So back then, on that date, one share of Apple stock would have cost you $3.80. And that means you could have bought $158, 158 shares with that $600. Okay? So, over the years, now, if you had just said, hey, the very first year, I am not going to be one of those people that got to sit out on the sidewalk sleeping overnight trying to get the first iPhones. I am going to be the person who's going to be an investor. And if I just do just this one thing, I'm going to buy stock this first year. All right. That's all you do different. And then the next year, you go ahead and buy whatever you want to buy. All right. Only thing you did was you bought some stock. That was the only decision that you have made. Let me show you what impact this would have had on your life. That $600 would have bought 158 shares at $3.80 a share. You know what it would be worth today? $772,000. That investment, one investment, you would be nearly a millionaire today. That's the difference between being a consumer versus an investor. Let's look at one more. One more. So back in 2002, because I wanted to go back 20 years, okay? Because my assumption is if you happen to be someone who's maybe around 40, 45, 45-ish, maybe you say, hey, I want to retire. I definitely want to retire at 65, so I got 20 years. So I said, well, let me go back 20 years to see how Nike performed. Now, we know we've been buying Jordans for how long now? We knew people were standing in line doing the same thing because they wanted the Air Jordan, Air Jordan, Air Jordan. So I just went back 20 years. In March of 2002, Nike, right, introduced this what? Dunk Low Pro. That's what they call it, right? I don't know what that means. Okay. So this shoe, when it came out, it was $200. $200. Okay. So instead, let's say that you had taken this $200, okay, and you had invested it one time. One time. This is it. You took that $200 in 2002. Instead of buying the shoe, you bought the company. You would have gotten 30 shares, right? Because each share was $6.70 at the time for Nike. All right. That one decision, that one $200 would be worth $33,600 today. I share that, guys. I share that because we have we have been brainwashed. We every time we see all these different marketing ideas, these marketing schemes, all these new and different things that are coming up, they're all designed to get our money. They're all designed to get our money. And what happens is everybody's getting the same messages, and so either we're constantly being reinforced, having the same reinforced ideas within our own family and within our communities. So if you ain't wearing those new Nikes, you ain't doing nothing. If you ain't wearing those new Nikes and people aren't, oohing on over the shoes that you got, then you ain't doing nothing. But you remember what I said earlier. If you are investing more in what you take in, right? You're investing more in what goes in you, you'll be able to put anything you want to put on you. But if you always spending more money on what's on you, you will never be able to transform and change your life. And that's the reason why this is so, so important. So, number three, the third mistake that people make is simply not having an investing plan. Like I said before, 66% of African Americans are not invested. And if we don't change this, if we don't do something different or something better, we're going to, it's going to get worse. Okay? World's getting more expensive. Each day that goes by, we're getting older and we're not investing. Most people don't, when we talk about having an investing plan, One of the first things we really need to know and understand is most people just don't know how much they will need in retirement. See, the only way that you can really start working toward a goal is you got to have a goal. You can't start developing a plan until you have a goal, right? So one of the very first things that we have to start doing is we have to start learning to how to figure out how to be smarter about what am I going to need in retirement, or I have a child that I need to send to college. How much am I going to need for that, right? How much am I going to need for a future home purchase, or whatever, or buy a business, whatever it is, whatever you want. You have to have a goal. And many of us, the ultimate goal is being able to retire, but many of us just haven't figured out what does that mean? What does that take? When am I going to do that? Most people mistakenly think that things are going to work themselves out. Things are going to work themselves out, but it's probably not going to be the way that they want. See, the natural order of things is chaos, for things to be in disarray. If things are left alone, things don't get better on their own. Grass grows, beautiful gardens grow up with weeds. Cars get rusty and what? They all of a sudden don't work and they die out more. Things left to their own don't get better, they get worse. So unless something changes, then our finances won't get better. The average monthly Social Security check is roughly $1,657 a month. That's the average monthly Social Security check. That's $19,800 a year. That's poverty. That is what's considered the poverty line. The poverty line. And that's in today's dollars. Okay? Now, the main cause of foreclosure is the loss of income, divorce, sickness, or death. So if we have no other source of income, right? Or spouse leaves us, we split, divorce, or what have you, or I get sick, hurt, or unable to work for any reason, all of a sudden now I'm getting foreclosed on because I haven't started making my money work for me. The average monthly health care cost is roughly about um, $550 a month. That's how much the average healthcare costs of citizens 65 and older. Okay, so if you say, hey, one of the things I always say, are you going to be through with paying your house off by the time you retire? But guess what? If you're through paying the house off, now some of your healthcare expenses are starting to go up. So it kind of begins to, take its place and balances out. So healthcare costs begins to go up. And 70% of people 65 and older are going to need long-term care or some form of long-term care probably in their lifetime, which again is another major expense. My wife, my sister and I we were thinking about putting my mom in an assisted living facility because it became clear that she wasn't going to be able to live on her own at some point. And it was a very, very expensive, very monthly bill every single month. So, have you planned on being and prepared for being able to take care of those additional expenses? So, here's a here's a case study of one of my clients. Of course, I changed the name and changed the picture, but this is uh, this is Jewel, and Jewel thought that she couldn't save any money. She paid her bills, she paid her living expenses, and she was trying to save what was left. What was left. She was doing the responsible thing, paying her bills and trying to save what was left. She wasn't leveraging saving opportunities. She hadn't identified or addressed what her wealth killers were. Inflation is attacking all of us. but she hadn't taken a look at her taxes. She didn't look at the interest that she was paying. She didn't see the waste that was in her spending and in her budget that was keeping her from being able to invest and save more. She literally didn't know where her money was going, which is where most of us are. But working with her, we were able to create a spending plan for her. So she knew exactly how much she was going to be spending in what areas, but she also started to put herself first. She started paying herself first, first. And then she shaped her expenses around that. Instead of her paying everybody else, and then trying to save what was left, she began to understand the importance of paying herself first and then paying other people what's left. And there's a huge, huge difference, and that's how wealth is built. So she eliminated unnecessary expenses, she identified her wealth killers, and she started to address those things. Now she started investing in her company's 401k program, and she started investing in a 529 plan that automatically comes out of her check every single month for her daughter's future. Life changed, changed. Finances changed. Order in which she started saving and investing changed her life. So we have Chris. Chris thought, hey, you know what? Hustling and grinding. I'm going to get out there. I'm going to hustle and grind. I'm going to do mine. You know what I'm saying? He thought that that was the key. Everybody would, most of us have been taught that's how we do things. We work and we grind. But when you look at most wealthy people, they ain't working and grinding. They're working. Their work is entirely different. It's a different type of work that makes all the difference. Chris had no portfolio. Chris was saving money, but he wasn't investing. He thought he had to have a lot of money in order to invest. He didn't know what to invest or how. He also felt like he needed to make quick money. Many times, the idea of making quick money keeps us from making wise investments that keep us from taking on more risk. See, because of compound interest, time is our friend when we have money invested. When we don't, time is our enemy when we're not invested. And that's not where you want to be. And of course, he didn't understand how you have to be investing in order to beat inflation, how you can invest to eliminate taxes, and even how you can grow your money tax free. So, um, as a result, I was able to work with Chris, and finally he was able to start setting goals. He created his own retirement plan that allows him to put away more money than the traditional IRA. He started investing passively so he could concentrate on his business, and he started investing in a triple benefit investment that where he actually pays no taxes whatsoever on this particular investment. You definitely need to know some of these things. So it says, hey, a good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children, but the wealth of the sinner is stored up for the righteous. Most people do not leave a legacy. This is also Tyrone and Michelle. They were their risks were they needed both incomes to live. The house that they bought, their lifestyle required them spending every cent of both incomes, right? So they were always teetering on the edge of foreclosure and bankruptcy. The assets, the money that they did have, it was not invested as well, and it was not growing. And so they were looking at their 401k and the IRA, but they they did not realize that they were going to have to pay taxes on the gains in their IRA and their 401k. And they were not setting themselves up to leave a legacy for their family. So as a result of what could happen, what if one of them passed away? The surviving spouse has to leave the house or sell it, right? Because You got to keep in mind they needed both incomes. The surviving spouse would struggle because they would have to they would struggle trying to send their kids to school. They also didn't have long term health care. Um, they were also they also put their family in a situation where if a parent passed because they didn't have insurances and other stuff, that their family and their kids will have to be begging for money to bury their parent. Creditors and taxes would come due, and eventually an estate sale would probably come along and not pass down to their family. And now those are the things that you don't want, guys. So how do you guys feel? Let me know how do you guys feel right about now. Anybody feeling a little bit overwhelmed? I know when I was going through this situation, when I was trying to figure things out, when I was looking at all of the different things that I had to had to take care of. Life was difficult. I felt overwhelmed, and it wasn't until I actually got some guidance and I got some help that I began to understand that I was going to have to do some things different. That I was going to have to do some things different, and that's when life got so much better for me. So let me ask you, how would you like it if I showed you how you can put a plan together that you can have all of these things taken care of, where you would know exactly what you should be doing as related to your investing plan? Let me know in the chat because I got a plan. All right, I have the plan. For those of you who don't have the plan, let me know if you would like for me to show you how to do this. So, all right, I see you. Okay, I see you. All right. So let me share with you. Let me share with you my blueprint, the investing blueprint for beginners over 40. This is a step-by-step program for getting started investing now, even if you're over the age of 40, don't have a lot of money and never invested before. This blueprint is definitely for you. So what is the investing blueprint for beginners over 40? It's a live 3-day investing course that shows you step by step how to get started investing with confidence so you can live well and reach your financial and retirement goals. What's included in the blueprint for beginners over 40? First of all, it's 3 days of live training. Here's what I'm going to cover. You'll learn exactly what you need to have in place before you start investing. So many people get started investing and they don't have things set up properly in order for them to invest wisely. So I'm going to show you exactly what you need to have in place before you get started investing. I'm going to share with you which investment accounts you need and step by step how to open them so you can get started. After this live training, you'll be able to confidently determine what makes a good investment and what you should be putting your money in. As a result of this live training, you will be able to know exactly how much you need to retire. You'll learn how to accelerate your financial goals and possibly retire in the next 10 years or less. So what else do you think you need? So 3-day live training, you're going to also learn how to potentially get free money for your retirement. I'm going to show you how you can understand how the market works so you can start taking wealth building action with clarity and precision. You're going to know how to have a complete confidence in your investing decisions and how to legally avoid taxes on your gains with the right investments. What else do you need? I'm also going to show you how to build a portfolio that generates income and builds wealth so you live well and leave a legacy. I'm going to show you how to share um, I'm gonna show you how you can take advantage of this triple benefit secret, all right, secret investment that the government may be shutting down soon. This triple benefit investment allows you to not pay any taxes at all on this particular investment. And I'm going to show you exactly which one and how to do it. I'm going to show you how to have enough retirement income, like the top 1% of financial earners, so that you never run out of money. I'm going to show you how to get stock market like returns on your money without ever being at risk of losing your money. How good is that? That sounds excellent. So what else do you need? I'm gonna also give you downloadable templates and worksheets so you can work through these numbers and work through these things um, as often as you like, at your leisure, anytime you get ready. You're also going to get so you're going to get live 3-day investing training blueprint that covers everything you need from start to finish, right? To get you started investing with confidence and clarity. You're going to get downloadable worksheets. You're going to get lifetime access to the replay. And you're also going to get a private VIP group with question and answer, with questions and answers. And that's not all. If you enroll today, you'll also receive a laser coaching session as a bonus as well. So the investing blueprint for beginners over 40 includes 3 days beginners investing over 40 training. That's a $697 value. You're going to get downloadable um, template and worksheets, $97 value. You're going to get access to the VIP group, which is invaluable. And you're going to get one laser coaching session with me, one-on-one. That's a $297 value as well. With the bonus, that's a total value of $1,091. But the regular price for this incredible training is actually only $197. But if you can enroll today, for just $97. That's it, guys. There you have it. That is an incredible, incredible value. It is something that can literally change your life. And let me tell you, this year, alone, for every person that goes through this investor's blueprint, they're going to literally put thousands of dollars back into their pocket this year alone, either by way of savings on taxes, by passive investment returns. They're either going to get more dividends on their returns and their investments. All of these things, some of the tax savings that they're going to get from the triple benefit. Let me tell you something. This investment is well worth $97 because, like I said before, at the end of the year, come December 31st, it's coming. December 31st is going to be here. Okay. So you have two decisions. You can keep doing what you're doing. If you are investing now and if you're getting great returns and you're meeting your financial goals, I encourage you. Congratulations, kudos, keep doing exactly what you're doing. But if you are not getting the results that you want, if you are not investing right now, I encourage you to make this investment. This $97 today, guys, think about where you spend $97 at during the day or during the week. And ask yourself, how did that $97 investment, how did it make your life any better? Family of 3, family of 4 can easily spend $100 going out to dinner. This $97 investment can change your family's life. So, hey guys, it's been a treat. I have enjoyed spending this time with you. If you have any questions, I would love to answer any questions you have. Otherwise, I encourage you to go to alexbjones.com/investing40. Grab this program, grab this course. Training is going to start the third week of February, next Sunday. You want to make sure that you're in this training, guys, because this is going to change your life. So if you have any questions, please let me know. By the way, I did not mention, if you make the investment, if after the first day you don't feel that it's worth your investment, just email me, let me know, and I will refund you your investment. No questions asked. All right, after the first day. So there you have it, guys. This is a no risk guarantee. Make the investment. This thing is going to change your life. I hope to see you in the training, guys. Take care. God bless. See you next time.